Warning, the following podcast may contain themes and content that some may consider inappropriate. From this point forward, anything we say or imply is of a comedic nature and should not be taken seriously or out of context.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Tryhards podcast. I'm joined here today by my co-hosts.
I'm Jared, and the one who you hear loudly munching in the background is...
The one that we're wondering if maybe isn't going to be here for much longer is...
I'm not even munching on anything as well. I'm just like slapping my lips. It's me, Connor, by the way.
In case you didn't know.
And because I didn't introduce myself, but you should tell by my sexy voice, it's me, Nick.
Nice.
And yeah, we're back for another episode. And we've got a lot of topics to cover, so let's jump straight into it.
God save the Queen.
Start from the start with Elon's baby getting his first patch. It's patch number 1.
It's a fucking software program, bro.
Yes.
They're gonna update the AI next patch.
Yeah.
And
Might
that
get
one doesn't
some.
work. You're gonna do a complete overhaul.
Yeah. But yes, no, he patched it and updated him to be called the same name. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the first half, but instead of the 12, he's changed it to XII, so Roman numerals for 12. And I'm pretty sure what I read briefly was because it didn't comply with state law to have a number in the name.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
State laws are funny. You can literally call your child like Adolf Hitler, faggot, but like numbers, nah.
You literally
That
just
fucks
said
with
the N-word,
database,
Ree.
bro.
It's like 2 minutes in.
It's for science.
He only says it when it's historically
Yikes.
accurate.
Let me
You can name
that.
it everything, but if it fucks with the database query system, it can't be in there. The database gets confused when there's numbers in your name.
I heard
Actually.
I'm not a person that watches... It's going to sound like I'm a person that watches... you guys obviously know the Joe Rogan podcast, yeah?
Yeah. I tried to watch it, but there's so many fucking episodes.
Oh, it's so long. And like he actually has decent guests and he's good. Anyway, I saw a snippet of it because he interviewed Elon Musk.
Right.
And Elon said it was literally pronounced like just the letter X. Like it's just X. That's all it is. So, I mean...
It's X and the rest is silent.
Yeah.
That's a waste of characters, honestly.
P for
Relax.
pterodactyl.
Maybe it's like no, I got nothing.
He's got nothing. Just
It's retarded. It's just stupid.
stop
Sorry,
There's no
contributing.
explaining that stupid
Connor
shit.
just had an aneurysm halfway through his response.
My brain can't compute this new patch.
Yeah, I was
My
gonna say
hard drive doesn't have enough fucking storage.
you need to be updated, man. You need to update to be
Still
able
running
to
on Windows
understand.
It's not compatible with your OS. That's good.
Yikes. Understandable, honestly, is pretty advanced.
Yeah, neither is the state law of wherever Elon Musk is, apparently.
Apparently not. They need to update. Pathetic, honestly.
Honestly, if they're not allowing names like XA12 fucking dash hyphen whatever it is, they need to update shit. Because do you reckon there's going to be copycats? Do you reckon there's going to be people who like name their kid with letters and
The
numbers?
next famous baby will be, I reckon, the 13.
What do you reckon names are just going? I mean, names already sort of evolve, but I'm sort of going on one of my tangents here. But like, how far do you reckon names are going to evolve? Like, do you reckon they will just become like?
I reckon we've peaked.
You reckon?
I reckon the
Nah.
next stage of
We can
development is special characters.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I want to see brackets, equation symbols.
I'll
I
name
want to
my
see
first.
exclamation marks like in the middle of the name, like Nick, but instead of an I, it's an exclamation mark.
I'm going to name my kid the Taylor series. And
Yes.
Yeah. And it's like, sorry, son, how do I pronounce this? The teacher goes to the student. Just call me Taylor. And then one of them's like the Taylor series, but F of 0, and he's like, just call me the McLaurin.
You've just got
Shitty
these.
math jokes.
You're going out, right? You've got these big name tags on your shirt, and someone's like, "How do I pronounce that?" "Oh yeah, just call me Taylor. My brother's McLaurin."
Yeah.
It's like,
The
bruh,
younger brother, McLaurin.
that's beautiful. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm gonna do it. I'm inspired.
Sorry if you're not a math person, you don't understand that shitty second year math joke.
What do you mean? No, this is third year now. I'm doing Taylor's expansions in third
I
year.
know
Let's
it's
go.
still in third year. I'm doing it as well, but it was introduced second year.
True.
Was it introduced first year?
Actually, yeah, I think the basics
We did
was
it 10th
introduced first. Yeah. Oh, good times.
Sorry if you didn't do maths at uni, guys.
Honestly, pathetic.
Well, I mean, they can't go to math at uni if they don't do math at school, but turns out they're going back to doing math at school.
Oh, look at that. That's beautiful, Jazza. Honestly, you're getting better every week.
Honestly. Thank you.
I honestly think you're de-evolving. Elon Musk's child is evolving. You're de-evolving. Fuck, I just threw something on the floor.
I always blast. I'm back to Squirtle now. I skipped forward.
I think all Jazza's bandwidth has gone into updating Elon Musk's XE.
The little Android symbols come up on my phone. I'm updating my OS so I can get the new expansion. Anyway, schools are starting to go back though. For reference, today's the 26th of May, and
It's
it was
Tuesday.
the first official day of school. Oh no,
Yeah.
so my sister went back to school today, but
Yeah.
I think it was yesterday was like the official, like year 11s and 12s can go back, something like that.
VCE students, yeah.
Like grade
Yeah.
ones and preps or
Yeah.
something.
I also learned today that the exams are still commencing on November 9th. So that's a month earlier than they were predicted. So they essentially haven't been affected due to the
I thought
virus.
they still got postponed, just not by as much. Like, it's still in November. I heard that. But I think it's been postponed to late November, not early.
I heard November 9th on the news this afternoon.
Okay.
So,
It might have changed since I read, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, it changes so
so-
quickly, it's hard to keep up, honestly.
yeah, they were expecting it to be delayed by at least a month past November 9th. But no, still happening on November 9th. And no special consideration given due to the coronavirus, which, I mean, I guess makes sense.
Ah,
It should be
everybody
fair
would just
though.
apply
Like,
for it.
at least for further mathematics, they've actually taken out some of the
Yeah.
content.
I was
Yes.
going to
Like,
say,
instead of doing 3 modules, they're doing 2.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
3 topics, they're doing 2.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming other units are like that.
Yeah, they've taken out the whole like normal and standard distribution from methods, I'm pretty sure. So a bunch of the probability stuff.
Well, that's the probability stuff's hard, but like the normal like the
Dude, I hated
unit,
that
that's
stuff.
the-
Just
Yeah,
Casper.
I didn't like prob in methods, but I mean the Gaussian stuff was a piece of piss. So
Mm.
I'd be
I-
livid if that was out of there.
Nah, I hated all that stuff, to be honest. But so they did that for that as well, and they changed a bit for chemistry and all the subjects that my sister's doing too. So they've definitely
It's really
changed
exciting.
the course for everything. But I think that's why they're no longer applying a special consideration for it, because they've reduced all the the actual exam, which
Yeah,
makes
they're sort
sense.
Yeah, it was like 6 one, half a dozen the other. So it's like they sort of just lowered the expectations rather than lowering the requirements. But even
Yeah.
so, like if it was against a standard, I'd understand like lowering the standard. But because it's competitive, essentially everybody's been affected in the same way. Like we've all been locked down in the same thing. Unless you have like a very severe circumstance, you've all been affected in the same way. So because it's competitive, I think they can get away with not giving any extra special consideration. Not saying that C's isn't going to happen. Obviously, C's happens. If you're in a rural area.
Well, I mean, you'd still be able to like have those special consideration for if coronavirus in particular caused something that was already in the
You
special
went to
consideration.
hospital for 3 weeks because you caught it.
Nah,
Yeah,
pathetic. No special consideration. Honestly, where were you?
Pussy, you
Keep
should've stayed
studying.
inside, dickhead.
But yeah, no, if you obviously caught it or a loved one caught it and you had to look after him, that sort of thing, obviously that falls under general consideration, like general special consideration. And so it's not necessarily added, but it just means that obviously more people might actually get it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
So There was just like I just don't think they're doing anything across the board, so to speak, to
Yeah,
help
yeah.
everyone. But I mean, like you said, there's already been like lowered content loads and stuff like that. So he is hoping that they're all gonna. And I mean, to be fair, the ATARs are being scored against everyone that was in the same scenario.
Yeah,
So it's
exactly.
not like it's going to be unfair or anything like that. So
Yeah, it's not like it's being like scaled against a focus group of students who didn't take part in Corona or something. Just
What the fucking Amish? The
just like
Australian
this.
Amish community is single-handedly ruining the ATAR system. Do we have an Australian Amish community? I gotta find out.
I haven't
I
heard
know
of
there's
them.
an American one.
Yeah, they're funny as. I fucking love it. They're so backwards and it's just hilarious. For those who
There's
don't
at least
know,
one family.
the Amish is like, how would you
Near
describe?
Brisbane.
How would you describe? They're just like they're not technological at all. Like they essentially just
They
like
don't use
try to live in
any
the past.
sort of technology.
Nah, they're just like. I mean, shouldn't they use electricity and shit?
No, they don't.
No, they don't. Like that's the whole point.
Some of them
Like-
have a telephone
Like a landline.
because, like, if someone dies
Hmm.
or like is dying,
Yeah, they need to be
I
able
think
to
they're
call.
still called.
But I
Ambulance.
think it's the level of it because I'm pretty sure there's like hardcore that won't even do that. Like they think even calling an ambulance is against their faith or whatever.
Yeah, because then they go into
Yeah.
cardiac arrest. They're like,
Yeah.
what? What is that? A modern defib? No, get
Yeah.
the fuck out of here.
Nah, use your basic everyday CPR. Like
I don't
Yeah.
want none of that new age medicine. Give me that penicillin. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but
If
like
they even had
anything that is anything that is automated, unless it's done by like an animal, they don't do.
mm,
So like they still use horses to like plow fields, but like they wouldn't use a tractor, and they wouldn't use like they still have like mechanisms to like do the butter, churn the butter. Like they don't just punch the butter. They have like sticks
well,
and
yeah.
stuff.
So they have machines, but not mechanics.
They don't punch the butter.
Churn the butter. Fucking
They just put the butter in a boxing bag and then they just go to town on it.
I bet you that's what you do, Connor. That's how you got your big gain, surely.
once you
You
burn a few thousand calories on the butter bag.
You just go outside and just churn a couple of barrels of butter.
How much protein is in butter?
Because I remember I was watching like a YouTube video or something.
It's like a gram of protein for 100 grams of butter.
But it was like on this. They weren't Amish, but it was just like this family. That was essentially. It seemed very cultish. They had like 7 kids. They all had like perfect blonde hair. They'd never watched TV. They'd never had a phone. They'd never done coke. They'd never done anything. They were all homeschooled. And it was
Oh
just
God,
like-
stop there, please. Not homeschooled.
Anything but
inbreds.
homeschooled.
But it was like, and it was about them like transitioning and trying to go to the outside world and that sort of thing, and like trying a coke and alcohol and stuff for the first time. Like some of these kids were like 21 and then
There's
never
no
even
way they
had
didn't
it.
have alcohol. That sounds like a cult.
No, they would have had it, surely.
But I mean,
Or a
not-
variation, not the standardized.
Yeah, probably like some grapes that they grew in their backyard.
Yeah.
Not like Kahlua and vodka and Bailey's.
Yeah. Some dodgy moonshine they made in their backyard or something.
They just have a whole bunch of fruit trees and they just let the fruit fall and ferment on the ground, and then they just eat it as they do their work.
Imagine the first person to discover like alcohol. Like that would
I
have
mean,
been so rad.
animals eat it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like what I just said, they eat like fruit that falls off.
I wonder what they would have made. Maybe they would have seen an animal eat it, right? And gone, wow, that knocked him out. I better try some. And so had it, went, damn, I feel great. And then passed out, and people were like,
everywhere.
dude, I'm missing out. And hence the beginning.
I mean, it's like you could pretty much argue that for anything. Like, who was the
Well,
first
yeah.
person to drink milk? Like to see it coming out of like a cow's teat and be like, "Yeah, I'm going to get me." some
No,
of
but
that."
see, I think that sort of thing is like more viable, honestly. They see it and go, wow, a calf drinks it. Why can't I? But like something wacky.
And like they had mums, like the babies
yeah.
drank mum's milk. Like, what's the difference between us drinking of someone else's milk? Like, milk is milk. I mean, it's technically not all the same, but like milk is milk.
Milk is milk. That's
It's not the same, but milk is milk.
that's the title of the episode right there. Milk is milk.
Milk is
There you go.
milk.
But it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, but honestly, I think the Amish are sort of blessed by not having TV because they don't have to deal with the shitty remakes that we're getting now.
Fuck, that was
Oh,
good.
that was good one. Well played, Jezebel. Well played.
That's the
Oh,
best one. That's
that
it.
was-
We've peaked.
that was
I'll leave
smooth.
now. We've peaked.
Have I picked?
He's left. We've peaked, and that's it. Connor's out.
That's good. I think I've peaked. That's fine. Let's go into that.
Yeah.
You're watching Bakugan. Go.
Yes. So I've been rewatching Bakugan Battle Brawlers. You heard me right. First it was Ben 10, now it's Bakugan Battle Brawlers. Let's go, boys. But yeah, no, it's excellent. However, I went and searched for it on Netflix, and what was I greeted with? Bakugan Battle Planet. So, that is awful. And it made me think, what happened? Like, since our
I
generation...
got rid of the hot girl.
not in just this Bakugan. What?
Yeah, Connor, you've seen one picture of
Yeah.
time. Like, it doesn't show all of the characters.
For all we know, she's still there. Relax.
It could be still there.
Yeah, except she's 3 now. But that's the thing. All of the art style and just everything nowadays has turned so much more kiddie. It's like they've changed the audience to a maturity level of 3 to 4 years old. And it's crazy. What happened?
I don't know. Like, I think that just must be what's sort of selling nowadays. Because I remember, like, when I used to watch cartoons, at least, like, you know, back in, like, I use this example because I know, like, 2003. You look at the Ninja Turtle designs. That shit was like gritty. That was like
People died.
hardcore, like
Yeah,
hardcore.
exactly.
Like that was insane. You could argue that the 80s ones looked more kiddie than the 2000s ones because they were just like super hardcore, and it was like almost adult animation. But
Well, that's exactly
now-
it. Like,
it feels like it's 100% tailored towards like under 6.
well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it was tailored toward our age group when we were there. Like, it was tailored towards, I don't know, I'd say maybe like
10.
5 to 15. All right, you're a bit older than me. But,
And 10 to 12 is technically within 5 to 15.
well, yeah, you're just going more specific. But yeah, I'd say like 5 to 15-ish.
Well, I
Like-
remember Bakugan in grade 4, and I think I stopped watching before year 7, so 10 to 12.
That's fair. But like even shows like Bakugan, so like Ben 10 for example,
Ben 10
obviously.
before they-
And like that's what I mean.
That's a good example. Yeah.
I've been watching that since I can remember. And it's just that was like, you know, when I was really young, but now it's turned into this awful like young art style for maturity levels of so young. And it literally made me think, have I just become old? Like,
You're a fucking boomer, Nick.
I feel it. But no, like seriously, like I remember back in my day, like, you know, kids shows used to be cool and like watchable for older people, like older teens. But now it's just, you cannot watch it unless you're a tiny little kid.
I've had a few realizations like that where it's like, am I just outgrowing this? Is this what outgrowing this is? But at the same time, it's like, no, because I can go back and watch, because I've been going back, for instance, and watching, I think I told you last, I've watched all of Dragon Ball, and I'm watching Naruto as well. And that was like, Dragon Ball was considered like a kid's show, like back when it came out. I've heard, so it was just before our time, I think. That's why like we watched, I think we were in like the Yu-Gi-Oh sort of era, which was just after like Dragon Ball Z got an English dub. But like, I've been going back and watching that, and that is not tailored towards kids, but it was a kid show back then. Same with Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, it doesn't seem like they're as tailored towards kids as they are now when they do these remakes. And honestly, I think they're just doing remakes because they're out of ideas almost to do these shows with, and doing a remake is just so much easier than doing like a sequel, like sort of series like Ben 10 did. But,
Yeah. Well, it's also that and the fact that they remember it selling well. And so they're just like, well, it worked once, let's make it work again. It's like,
well, my whole point of that is, well, I feel like I skipped my whole point, but like I'm trying to think of shows that I don't have nostalgia for.
Yeah,
Like, I don't have
was thinking that too.
nostalgia for Dragon Ball because I never watched it as a kid. But watching it now, like I can watch it now and still enjoy it. And I feel like in 20 years, you wouldn't be able to watch a show that 20-year-olds wouldn't be able to watch a show that they watched as a kid and be like, that they didn't watch as a kid and be like, I can enjoy it without having nostalgia. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I do.
The only ones I wouldn't watch again are the live action Disney ones. You know, like fucking Wizards of Waverly Place and shit like that. And like That's So Raven and that sort of shit. Because that stuff is cringe.
Yeah. I never realized how cringe it was, but like I'd go back and watch like Kim Possible. Like,
Kim Possible is just good though.
Yeah, exactly. But that has it stopped being just good? Like
that's definitely.
I think it's great because now that I'm an adult, there's heaps of doujins and hentai of Kim Possible.
Oh Christ, relax.
Oh, no.
All right, steering further from that. But like I was thinking more like of finding a TV series that I hadn't watched as a kid, but still has the same sort of art style as like a more like this. Well, sorry, a show that I hadn't watched as a kid, but was out at when I was a kid, if that makes sense. And trying to watch it and seeing if yes, it's actually this art style and it's just the way it was structured that makes it watchable for my age, or if it was nostalgia. Because like I haven't watched one like, you know, I rewatched Ben 10. It was excellent. I'm rewatching Bakugan. It's excellent. But like, is that nostalgia or is that, you know?
Young Justice League is also really good.
But yeah, you think about like Teen Titans and stuff like that. I feel like Teen Titans is the one in most recent history. What am I doing? I'll be watching too much Big Bang Theory fucking trick me. No, I think that's the one in most recent history where people have sort of given an uproar over the change of art style. Is the Teen Titans that got so much sort of shade for like changing the art style so drastically in a remake. And yeah, I don't know. Like, is it just our sort of rose-tinted glasses? Is it just that nostalgia that we sort of
because we're adults and we're never wrong.
Exactly,
especially me.
Going off your thing though, Connor, as in the the hentai and that sort of thing.
I'm glad we're going back to this one. All right, my dick's out. Let's go. What are we watching?
Oh God, Connor, turn the camera off. So Beck and I we were looking for like an easy hentai. Like anime to watch, right?
Hentai.
And we were just scrolling through Anime Lab, and we found a show that looked good, but still sort of. To be honest, Nick, I went off your recommendation. I was like, I want to watch an anime where there's no like life or death stakes. I just want to watch something easy. So,
wait, in what regard?
Slice of life.
As in, like when you were talking about like the volleyball one.
Oh like, just takes a different take to it, doesn't it?
Exactly, and they're not like it's not like a life or death, like save the world, don't save the world stakes. Like it's just like
I don't know, man.
Like, hit this serve or this spike or whatever.
I don't know, man. Those volleyball games were pretty intense. They were pretty world-ending.
But anyway, I picked up. I saw this one that looked alright, and it was called Food Wars.
Oh no! No! That's genuine hentai. Like, it is straight up. Badger was telling me to watch it on stream, and he's like, "Okay, hear me out." So it's essentially naked, and I'm like, "Stop there!" Like, what? You're describing.
The show is really, really good. Like, I've only watched the first 3 episodes, but like the animation when it's not like that. So essentially, it's like this boy is like
she got titties
he's been working as a chef for his like family restaurant, and the family restaurant closes down, and his dad sends him to like this cutthroat culinary school. So it's got an all right start, and then
stockings.
But essentially every time someone tries or tastes food that's really good or even really bad, it just flips into straight hentai.
Yeah,
that's absolutely nothing wrong with this.
And they're getting like groped by the food, and I'm like,
this one's on my list.
Everything is amazing. Like the animation, the story, the acting, everything's great. But why does there have to be just like random hentai scenes? I don't get it. It's so weird. Like Beck and I were like, like wanting to almost turn it off at the scenes because it just gets so
Oh,
weird.
fuck off. No, you didn't. You guys are sick.
Even like that. But it's like I'm 15 years old.
He didn't say no.
Like instant hentai, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like Japan just has no chill, and I was like,
Yeah.
we made 15 plus, so people must, I don't know, like I expected like to be like some like maybe sex scene, but like normal like Western sex scenes, not like I'm tasting this really good sushi, so my clothes are gonna fly off. Like I don't understand.
Japan's an amazing place. Like they're always, like in the movies, they're like, "Oh, I have dishonored my family."
Yeah.
And then you go to Japan, it's like, depending on what district you're in, like there's a lot of adult stores, and people just like walk in like at the ground level of the department store.
I'm sure you
Like-
know. Yeah.
I was gonna say that's
And,
probably
like-
where you spend most of your trip.
Yeah, bro, I've got the books. And yeah, there's a lot. And everyone's like super open about it. They don't try and hide the fact that they're going to read dojins and buy hentai toys. And literally there's like whole like multi-level department stores dedicated to porn and self-pleasure, and like in full Japanese style with like anime girls on the front of the sex toys. Like, this is specifically, such and such from this anime's pussy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's so I don't know. I guess it's so weird to have a culture that's just so like open about it, and it makes me think like how like. And Beck brought up a good point that it's like it's the same art style that they use with like kids shows. Like they're quote unquote like kids anime is the exact same as like art style. I mean, as like
I don't think they have kids anime. They just have slice of life anime, which is like
but like like their kids anime, which just like
Safe
doesn't
for
have
work.
random hentai like Dragon Ball and Naruto.
safe for work. Yeah.
Even though that have like that, even that has like beach episodes and bikini episodes or whatever. But it's just like I don't know where they draw the line. Like, do they even have kid shows, or is it literally just the kids are introduced to this because the culture makes it like all right to be open about that sort of thing? I don't know.
Don't know about that.
Either way, either way, it's a good show. I recommend it.
I'm not buying it at all. I'm not
Well, I mean,
sold.
Maybe you'd be sold on the culture if Japan paid for you to go to their country.
We've
Like-
peaked.
Like
The last
Stop
Stop
trying.
I mean,
Stop trying, Yazza. It's
You
over.
act like I can't do. You act like I have to stop, but I can't stop. The topics have to change. Life has to go on. We can't talk about the one topic forever. Someone has to buy the book.
I would gladly talk about hentai for 2 hours. Retard.
There's a reason why you're the one going first.
I'm just saying. We can't as much as Connor wants to talk about it.
I'm making a hentai podcast. Fuck you guys.
Oh, you can go for it.
I might listen to it.
I'll put the links in the description for the sources as well.
If you start getting more views than this,
Fuck them will, because all the Japanese dudes and all the horny white boys will be watching. See, no horny white boys watch this because we're not hot anime girls.
Oh, we should change our profile pics.
Fuck yeah, that's how you get demonetized. Fuck.
What do you mean? We're not monetized anyways. What's the difference?
surely we get just Paul to redraw our background with.
Yeah. Oh dear.
But no. In a sense, Japan actually is like they've announced like this $18 billion like subsidy to go towards like paying for like half of tourists' expenses to go and travel to Japan. So I mean,
I can't wait to spend all that money.
if you were thinking about it anyway, like it could be cool. Like I think it's a good initiative because especially in a country where tourism is such a big industry, like Australia as well, like having something like that. But I mean, to be fair, the travel restrictions haven't even lifted on Japan yet. They literally just got out of a state of emergency.
Oh, well, they're not doing it right now. Like I think they're planning to do it in July. They're planning to do it in like July.
Yeah. So who knows? I think it's a good idea. I think if this works, then more countries will definitely take the lead. And if you've been saving up to travel, like now's the time because it's.
I would definitely be capitalizing on that.
100%.
I'll be going for twice as long as I was meant to be because they're paying for half of it.
Exactly. We got like 3 months off.
I respect it.
Christmas.
The thing is that they haven't. I don't know if they've said what they're covering yet. So I doubt they're going to cover everything. Like obviously they're not going to cover like your food.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they'll cover your like hotel.
They
half your
might.
hotel costs
They might
in
contribute to
Japan,
hotels. Yeah.
and maybe your flights from Japan. But I doubt they'd contribute to the flights to Japan.
No, I reckon they'd do the flights too. Because
It would be smart too, because flights are the most expensive part.
That's exactly it. If they're going to the initiative of paying for half of your trip, they're going to want to get you over there first. Hence, they're going to pay for the flight to Japan. Like, I can't see why they wouldn't. If they're going to go to the effort of paying,
And if that's
for
true,
it,
I'm going fucking business class.
It's no, but like Beck and I were obviously planning to go this July, and that got kiboshed. But I mean, we've pretty much got everything back, and we have like 2 return Qantas flights like sitting there waiting for us. That because Qantas gave everyone like a 24-month like credit, so it's like as long as we fly by the end of 2021, like we just get to rebook essentially. So I mean,
nice.
that's just sitting there waiting, and it's just like, and if there's going to be more incentives like this to go and travel, well, fucking oath we're going to go. Like, no, it should be good, and I think that I'm going to be traveling, a lot more. I think a lot of people are because they're sick of being cramped in.
Well, I think that's exactly it. Once everyone fixes their borders up, I think the travel's going to boom for a while because everybody's just like sick and tired of being like bunkered up, and the fact that a lot of them would have saved their money for something, couldn't spend it, and now have just excess. Like a lot of people obviously would also
be super cheap.
Yeah, like a lot of people would also be
buying flights.
Yeah. But like a lot of people would be out of money in regard to like, they're spending a lot more on themselves and can't work. However, they'll also be in a lot of money because, they're not spending it as much on going out.
I find that it's been a great time, at least for me, it's been a great time for saving, because I'm still at work. Like, I don't have to, especially with like the job keeper and stuff like that. Like, and I feel like there's 100% like 2 ends of the spectrum. Like there's like I've been out of a job, and the last thing I'm thinking about is saving for traveling because I haven't had any money coming in. And then there's my work was real, like whether you work at a school or whatever. Like I just was able to work from home, and I haven't been able to go out every weekend and like go out to the movies or whatever. So all that money's just been going towards saving. And I think that while there is people that obviously are struggling, there are going to be people that are almost thriving because they have so much saved up money from not going out. So I don't know. We'll just have to see what.
I'm triggered for the 2-3 months that we've been under this quarantine. I haven't had any work, and I haven't been under any Centrelink thing. So I literally just have been not getting any money.
That's just a huge fat rip.
You hadn't been working at the pub for 12 months?
No, only November did I start there.
Yeah,
that's all right.
I guess I was just lucky in that sense that I've been working for over 12 months. But
yeah, it's such a bullshit rule. Like they gave more money to pensioners who are already getting money plus their super plus whatever else they have. Like, why do pensioners need more money? They were already living on the money they had, and it's not like they're not working now. Most pensioners don't work.
That's a good point.
They weren't planning on working regardless. That's the reason.
Except for Jared, who the fuck has a casual job for 12 months? Most casual jobs, they're called casual for a reason because they don't fucking last.
Yeah, but a lot of the uni students would.
Not at the same place, though. Trust me, I've been working casual for more than 12 months. All of my jobs have been casual. But I've never worked at one place for more than 12 months.
Really?
No.
I haven't worked at a single place for less than 12 months.
No. I think you'll find the majority of people who have casual jobs don't work in one place for more than 12 months.
Okay. There you go.
Just because, one, like, they get sick of working there, or they move, or they go to university and it doesn't work out, or they get somewhere with better pay.
Yeah. No, that's fair. No, that's a good point you bring up because, like, I get what they're trying to do with the 12-month thing because otherwise, obviously, you'd get a lot of people that are like, "Oh yeah, I work here," and then you'd get businesses that have like 9 times the amount of staff because they're getting $1,500 a fortnight. Like,
Oh, well, the business has to verify that you worked there.
no, but that's what I'm talking about. Like with family businesses, like suddenly they're
Oh,
and
yeah,
and it still
I'm sure they have
happens-
to prove that you've worked there through payslips.
What? Yeah, and that's what's happening now, and that's why it's such a long, intensive process. But that's why the businesses have to work so hard to prove that they have people on job keepers, and that's even with the 12-month thing. Like, because you get a bunch of businesses now that are popping up saying, "Oh yeah, look, like I was paying him from now, and then so give him $1,500 a fortnight as well as me." It's just
Yeah.
It's dodgy.
people just abusing the system, which sucks. But
I just think you should have, like, I feel like if you were working full stop, you should be on the job keeper or job seeker or something. Like, you could have changed, like, imagine you worked, like, for me, for instance, like, all of the past 12 months, I've had a casual job, but just not at the same places.
Yeah.
Like, so I've been working and fueling the economy single-handedly for the past 12 months.
the economy
Because
is
it wasn't at the same place, I don't get anything.
Yeah. No, I get that.
So really, it should have just been like, if you've been in a casual job for at least the past like 3, 4, 6 months, you've been doing continuous casual work with only like maybe a week's break.
Yeah.
Then, because you can't expect someone to have a complete job history either. Like, you can't always expect to instantly get a job after quitting one. Like, there's always going to be a layover period sometime, or maybe you have to leave a job because they go under, or you have to leave because of a dispute because your boss like is a dickhead. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you can't have
yeah.
a perfect one-to-one work record.
No, of course.
So I think it's stupid. And when you see them giving more money to people who were like already on the dole, already have a pension, it's like, why are those people getting even more money?
Yeah. No,
Or
I
cheap.
hear you. I hear you.
So
Sure.
this,
So you've got headphones on.
Huh?
so this is what happens when I don't segue out of shit. You know.
Is this where I just leave? No. Do you want my shitty love letter?
Do you? I mean, we can. Yeah. I was trying to prove a point by not segueing, and now I don't have a segue. So
Yeah, we'll say we just segued into love letters. Checkmate.
I've only got a couple.
It was
and
clean,
they're
too.
both really
for
long.
10 seconds.
It
and then
was
going, "You
clean.
want to do my shitty love letter?" It's not a segue.
That's an absolute clean segue. What are you talking about?
That's like me shitting on a canvas and then putting it up in the loop. This is
I
not.
see absolutely nothing wrong
Yeah, I
with
was going to say there's art for
that.
less.
That's postmodern art. You're just fucking insensitive.
Speaking of art in the Louvre, though, have you heard that a French economist has actually come out and said that in order to sort of get back all the debt, because France has been hit hard by this thing, that they should actually sell the Mona Lisa.
Yikes.
Wow.
He valued it at an estimated $80 billion.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, but the thing is, who would buy that?
A country would buy that.
Oh,
That's
okay.
not
Yeah. I
worth.
see
How
that.
much did you say? 8 billion or 80?
80.
80.
No, you know what he's doing? He's going like, well, the Louvre attracts this many, international tourists, and tourists earn the country this much money. Fuck off. The Mona Lisa does not single-handedly generate all of France's tourism.
That's not what he's saying, though. He's saying that it's worth $80 billion.
Yeah, exactly. But
I'll
an
get
actual
the exact
painting,
figure.
like, there's no way a painting is worth $80 billion. He's an economist, yeah?
Yeah.
He's definitely integrating the tourism and like the whole France economy into the worth of this painting.
Hang on.
Yeah, but
100%.
Yeah,
Hang
I
on.
could see that.
$80 billion is a lot of fucking money.
It is.
Oh, hold on. What did he?
He's changed his
'cause
mind.
I
Even
remember I
80 million, I'd be like, no.
I heard it on the radio, and they were saying that the only person that would be able to buy it is Jeff Bezos, like the
Yeah, exactly.
single person. And it'd just be funny if you just like it. He's Amazon, isn't he? I'm forgetting. Yeah. If just like the main guy for Amazon just saved France just single-handedly by getting them out of all this debt just by buying one paint. But it's like, but they were saying it's good and all that it's like in like the Louvre, which is like the most prestigious sort of like art gallery, but also like it's not even French. It was painted by an Italian.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's a matter of like national pride. It's just the fact that they want to keep it, and it's just like it's almost like a bragging rights thing. So I mean, I reckon if it gets them out of debt, they should seriously consider it. But either way, this was just like one economist that was like, "Yeah, this is what they should do to get out of debt." So I don't know.
Yeah, there's definitely no one would buy that for that price.
Anyway, you have your love letter.
Do what?
Speaking of France,
all right, this one,
the city of love.
The city of love.
This one's a to premise this. There's a lot of this isn't a love letter. This is a Stalker Space post, and there's a lot of whiny uni students on Stalker Space. Like, I want to get a HD because I'm affected by the coronavirus. I want 12 hours to do my 20-minute English exam. Ooga booga booga. And here's this post. Telling a few lines.
Is this the psychology one?
No, that's an essay. I'll get to that one.
Okay.
Here we go. Things no Monash student has ever said. I love e-exams. Online learning is great. I cannot wait until my next online class, 2 hours of lag followed by 20 minutes of content. Being isolated from everyone else is great. And I just cringed because none of the comments agree with you.
Really?
First of all, I do agree that being isolated from everyone is shit. Like I think that's a
I don't know. I'm having a great time. Screw you.
Shut the fuck up, this Ezio Assassin's Creed playing every single game in under 20 hours. But I love e-exams. I do. I think e-exams, if they're done correctly, are great because it means that I don't have to I don't have to risk being late to an exam. I don't have to go all the way to Caulfield just for an exam. And sometimes it's really hot in the summer.
True.
And I have to go to the train, swelter in the train, walk to the thing, sit outside in the heat. This was last year as well. I just sit outside in the heat before the exam and then go into the hot exam room.
Yeah, that's fine.
For 3 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
And then have to do it on the way back too, depending on what time of day it is, of course. But
yeah, I understand they'd like to invigilate, but like the fucking content that we're doing, you can't find online. Like otherwise, everyone will be getting 100% on all their assignments. Like, hello.
Yeah. Well,
why would it make it different for an exam?
The only
and you're still time limiting people, so it's not like they can spend hours and hours, cheating on Google.
Yeah, okay, but that being said, they're still not allowing you to take cheat sheets in because of their remote invigilation. Like, you're still... Like, I've still got closed book exams.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Sucks to be you.
Yeah, both of mine are still closed book.
Because it's math, though. Like, they're always closed book.
Still, like, you should just make it open. Like, come on. And so, like, I think it definitely varies with unit because of the way they do it. Like, for me personally, I think e-exams suck peen. Like, yes, I'd probably rather a real-life exam. Sorry. I'd much rather not have a real-life exam, not actually go. But, that being said, I don't think the exams are better. I just think
the exams aren't better.
I think it's hard to say because, obviously, we haven't done them yet. But I think
I've had one. I've had a mid-sem.
Oh, okay.
I think it's good because... sort of like you were saying with like the whole travel thing, and I think this virus is forcing a lot of things to go online that probably should have been online already. And if it's helping put that infrastructure in place, and if they get this right, these exams, like, and they're invigilated, and there's not like a overwhelming majority of people cheating, and if they get this right, then I can't see why. I feel like the option like to go to Caulfield and to do like the exams in person. Well, that has been sort of the norm. They just keep doing it because it's sort of like the easy way to do things.
It would be a lot cheaper for Monash as well.
Exactly. But now that they but it wouldn't have been initially. But now that they've been forced to put the infrastructure in place, and, I say infrastructure, but you know what I mean, like software and stuff.
Yeah.
Now that they've been forced to put it in place, it's here. And I wouldn't be surprised if we never go to an in-person exam again.
I don't want to.
If they get it right. I don't think there's
Because
a need to.
they just need to give us an extra 15 minutes to scan the stuff on our phone and then send it in.
Again, if they do it right. See, for you guys, yeah, sure. For me, I have to do it all on computer. There is no scanning, there is no nothing. I do it all on computer.
Yeah, but that's stupid. They should just make you do it like a normal exam.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Scan it.
It's all on computer. I've got to have my camera on, my microphone on while I do it the whole 3 hours. I mean, that might be the same for you, but I have to do that the whole 3 hours on the computer, nothing else. There might be like one document I have to write, and then I have to like show them on the camera and then go scan it later. But like, I don't know, man. For me,
It sounds
I
like your
think that,
faculty shit.
well, yeah, absolutely. That's what I feel like too, and that's why I'm not very excited to do it. In all truth, and I mean, I've heard stories of people of faculties doing it well. I just don't think the math one is, and hence I'm not excited to do it. Like,
I've heard one worse than yours, Nick.
yeah,
One of my friends does analog circuits. It's like an engineering electrical unit.
right.
And his exam, they've been given 12 hours to do it, but it's recommended they only take 6. And when he said that, I was like, what? You have a 6-hour exam? He's like, yeah, because there's 2 questions. The second one is a exam question, and the first one is essentially a mini research project. And so
What?
they have to like go online and research someone else's like circuits and then like talk about them and then do like software stuff and send all that in 12 hours.
Wait, is that within the same 12-hour period? Do you know, or
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they all have the same 12 hours.
so it'd be like, say, like from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Yeah, but it's
And
only
I have-
recommended you take 6,
Okay.
which is still fucked. Why they're doing it this way is beyond me, because it's not how they would do it normally.
Yeah,
They're just
that's a bit
taking
whack.
advantage of, well, you have all day to do it, so we'll make it really hard.
But like, why
I
couldn't they
hate
do
that
that?
idea.
Like, you have like this Monday to Friday, and you're only allowed to log in to the system to work on it for like 12 hours.
But in that case, you just turn your internet off and do some on your like phone internet or like under a different account or something like that. Or just use Google to research. Like, you go in
Or
for a
just write
minute,
an
copy
actual
the
exam, you
question.
lazy fucks.
Well, yeah, but
I mean, you're looking at it from I understand that you have to look at it from like a devil's advocate, but it's like when, I don't know, the people, we're paying a lot of money to go here. Like, I personally wouldn't cheat even if I had the option.
what?
And I feel like a lot of people would do the same thing. But like you're saying,
No way.
you have to do that because
Absolutely, you would. If you're given the dead set option to do it, and there is no way they can tell, and everybody else is going to, why would you not? Like, I reckon the amount of students that would. People are going to cheat even if they're not meant to, like, in this regard. Like, say for my exam, the amount of people that are going to put, like, notes in their toilet and stuff because they're allowed to take unsupervised toilet breaks. Like, why would they not just keep notes in the toilet? People are going to do that, absolutely. There's no way stopping them.
Yeah, but I'm not going to do it.
I mean, I'm feeling a little bit guilty if I do, and I feel like I shouldn't, but at the same time, if they're giving me that big of an option, I feel like it's like an obligation of mine to take it.
I mean, you can still buy a gun. That doesn't mean you have to shoot someone.
Okay.
I beg to differ.
No, but it's a lot different. Like, this is something that will help your future. It will set you up, that sort of thing. If you pass, or even get a really good grade, that looks awesome on you. Why would you not take the option to do that? If you're given it so blatantly.
Because it's against the law. It's just...
Well, yeah, okay, sure. But it's like...
also like, you could get charged with a crime.
Okay, yeah. No, I get that. And I still do. But the thing is that the fact that it's out there... Like, that's why I probably won't do it. But the thing is, the fact that it's out there so blatantly, the overwhelming majority will. Hence, it's not going to become a crime because it's just become the unfortunately accepted norm. They're
You're,
just going to...
you're saying that it's going to become the Uber. It's going to be so many people are going to break the law and do it that it's going to become law eventually.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like, didn't you see that? Like, it
wasn't
I'm
against the
pretty sure-
law. There was just no laws governing.
No, there was. You went until like 2 or 3 years ago. Uber was illegal. You had to get a taxi, but so many people just went against it that it's like a whole. I
don't
learned
think it was
illegal.
illegal. Wasn't it? There was no laws governing Uber.
No, I'm pretty sure the law prohibited it, but then like I studied it in like year 12 legal studies, but it was like essentially there's this thing where if enough people break the law will change because obviously it's a democracy and the politicians will just recognize that they're not representing the values of, the society.
Cringe.
We live in a society.
Well,
I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I don't feel like
even think, right? Literally, I think it was like last week or the week before, right? We were talking about the what was it? I want to say like an engineering course or something, where the lecturer emailed the whole faculty saying like 87% of you cheated. So I'm just going to have to accept that you all pass or something. And it's like, if they're giving you the blatant obvious option to do that, people are going to take it. Hence, they're not going to be able to fail every single one of you.
They can't fail.
They can't fail you all. It's just, well, no, they just physically can't. They just can't do it. And so, why wouldn't everybody do it? Like, that's the thing. And yes, we may have a moral code, but the majority of people won't have that if it means making their future a success.
Okay.
Especially those going into harder degrees or something that's like, a doctor or like, something that your wham actually impacts your getting into your fact.
No, hang on. You brought up a good point here. How would you like it if your surgeon cheated on their exam?
Don't get me wrong, I'd be more than sad. I would be very upset if like I go in for a kidney transplant and the guy's there with a liver or something. Like, I would be more than upset.
Takes out the wrong kidney. Leaves the cancerous one in there.
No, it takes out my liver accidentally, not realizing there's a difference. But like, that's not the point. The point is,
that is 100% the point.
No, that's what I mean. But we have the moral code to see that. People go, oh, I need like a 90 wham to get into my prestigious blah blah blah. Hence, I'm gonna cheat to get that, because why wouldn't I if they're giving me the option to?
They're not giving you the option.
They pretty much are, though. That's the thing. Like, in my faculty,
you to have it and giving you the option of the same thing.
Not really.
In this regard, absolutely it is.
Allowing you, that means by allowing you, that means it's an option.
No.
Just because it's an illegal option doesn't make it not an option. It's still a option. Yeah, if I put the gun on the table, it's an option for you to leave it there.
Yes.
It's a blatantly obvious option to leave it there. You should be leaving it there. It shouldn't seem like an option, but it is an option that you choose to not take.
Yes.
Hence, it absolutely is an option.
But that doesn't mean you're allowing me to kill you.
No, but I'm allowing you to take the gun and do what you with it.
Point.
No, I'm allowing you to take it. If I put it there, I am allowing you to do it. Not legally.
You're allowing me to kill you.
No, but that's the thing. I kind of am. I'm allowing you to literally pick it up and kill me. If I give it to you, I am allowing you to do it.
You're giving me the choice. And also you're taking morality out of the question, which is like...
No, of course. No, for the majority of people, this morality may be the case. However, again, what I was saying, if you need a 90 plus wham or something, you're absolutely going to take this option.
I wouldn't.
Okay, well, Mr. Goody Two-Shoes over here, but the majority of people would.
No, because if you need a 98...
Karen, you're just an angel, okay?
Yeah, you're apparently sent from heaven, but like, nah, there's no way the majority of students wouldn't. Especially, like, this may sound racist, but especially international students where their wham keeps them in the country. Like, it can potentially keep them in the country for their student visa and stuff. If they get the option to cheat to make sure that they remain in the university, they'll take it. Why wouldn't you? No, but like, it's the same thing. If I was in an international university and I required my wham to be a certain score, I would definitely take it to make sure that I stayed in the school. I wouldn't just like...
But then you realise, like, whatever you need the wham for, you're just screwing yourself over because you
cheated that too.
Not necessarily.
Okay, yeah, exactly. If you just
not necessarily. Say for me, right? If I pass this one semester, the rest of my uni course is breezy. I've taken the hardest subjects this sem. If I pass this one, the next semester is going to be so much easier, just because of the way I structure my units. So if I cheated on this one, I've essentially passed my uni degree. That's not screwing myself at all.
Yeah, but the whole point is that you're saying that, okay, if you cheated in year 12 math, you would have screwed yourself for uni.
Yeah,
You would not
sure.
have passed a single thing.
Okay,
That's the
sure.
whole point.
No,
So if
it's
you
not.
if you need to get a HD to get into a Juris Doctor, say for a law degree, then
Okay.
there's no way that
You need
and
four-
that's
no.
not like the whole point that it's cheating. And if you're cheating, it's like an automatic expulsion.
No,
So
th-
if you get past
okay.
that, if you get away with it,
No,
you're
but
still
thinking it
screwed.
this way, Jazza, right? You need 4 units to get your minor, yes? 4 units to get a minor. You're on your 4th unit.
Yeah.
Any minor you choose. Let's say, I don't know, biology minor. You're going for a doctor. You're doing a biology minor and a chemistry major. I don't know. This is random options, right? You're on your 4th unit of biology. You hate biology. You suck at biology. And they literally hand you an option to cheat. You take it. You finish biology by cheating. You keep your wham up. And you haven't hindered yourself because you're never doing biology again.
Okay, but I couldn't do that because I couldn't look at my degree up on the wall. And
Exactly,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
exactly.
morality. That's what you're doing. They couldn't care less. They got the piece of paper. They're getting paid the mega bucks. Who cares?
Sounds like you're the they.
No, I wouldn't do it. As I said, I wouldn't do it. But the
It
thing
doesn't sound
is,
like that. It sounds like you're trying to talk yourself into it.
I kind of am. No, I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. But the thing is, the fact is, when they're getting more money than most people earn ever, like per year, they're not going to go back and go, oh, I kind of feel bad that I cheated. No, they're going to roll in their money and like dry their tears with their $1 million bills. They don't care. They're rich.
Impressive.
Exactly. They're printing their own $1 million bills
Or maybe
with their
it's $1
cheated
million
degree. I don't think they care.
I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree.
It is a morality issue. I completely agree with you there. And it is come down to their morality. But a lot of people, I think, personally, here's where the opinion comes in, would trade up 1 year or one little moral difference in order to successfully succeed in their life career and be completely successful.
What?
Like, we may not.
have that much faith in humanity, but sure.
No, there's no faith in humanity. I think humanity's
None
full of...
whatsoever.
no, I hate humanity, honestly. But I love you guys, by the way. But no, I just genuinely think that a lot of people just aren't as moral as us.
We're literally gods.
we pass down the laws. We are like not of a country, of humanity itself.
I was with Moses. Moses scribed for me as God spoke to me.
Yeah. Yeah. People say Moses parted the Red Sea, but really, I just had invisibility powers as well. And I was doing it all, so.
I parted the Red Sea while Moses walked through it.
Yeah, true. No one ever said.
You like stood over the top of him, like arms out, holding the Red Sea at bay for him. No.
Doing, like Spider-Man pose.
Balls on the back of his head. Take that, Moses. Fuck you.
Oh, yikes.
Have we been going for an hour yet?
Nearly. We're nearly there.
Do you want to talk about Psych?
Yeah, go for it. Let's
just
bring it
so
on.
long. It's such a shitty thing to like. It's just, they're just shitting on. Okay, fuck it. Go for it.
All right, so there's been a lot of talk about this psychology faculty at Monash recently, and I was sort of intrigued by this one Monash love letter by a first year going. Everyone keeps telling me it's just semester 1 and it's online, so it's worse. But I'm a first year psych student who is finding my course very hard. I honestly need to know: is it any easier in some other unis? Should I transfer? If so, where? I dread literally all schoolwork, and the stress is killing me. But I don't know what to do. Please help me. And every of the 100 comments I saw, all of them were you should transfer to literally any other uni. And then this essay of a fucking love letter comes out.
Was this the one saying that it's bad, or the one after that saying that it was good?
I haven't seen any saying it was good.
Okay, because I saw one that was defending it. That was like, of course, it's a harsh unit. Of course, it's a hard, faculty. This isn't arts. Like, it's
I
harder
didn't
to
say
get a
that.
HD, but I've improved my writing so much by being in it. And it honestly sounded like one of the unit coordinators was like.
Oh, we can get into that as well
on
if you want.
letter.
But let's summarize this one first.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
And then we can talk about your one. This
I'll
person
try and
said,
find
I
it.
will not be applying for honours at this university, and I'm sure I wouldn't be considered anyway because my marks will be too low. This is despite me achieving HDs in other subjects, but it is only psychology that the same quality of writing and research I put in is treated as a credit. No one should apply to this unit or these units. Tutors are gratuitously harsh markers. A writing piece that would have earned you 90 elsewhere gets you a C. They pick out inane details to criticize you to artificially enforce a bell curve. Instructions for assignments inconsistent between tutors and coordinators. Limited information provided by all staff. Is there a specific word count? Is there not? Sounds a lot like education.
I was just thinking that.
The unit coordinators either do not adequately answer forum posts, education, do not answer them before the assignment, education, about which the question is asked you, or simply do not answer them at all, education. The above is all despite a blackout period in which you can't get assistance from the staff. This is like an only psychology thing, apparently. So apparently they have a blackout period before the assignment where you literally just can't ask questions. No idea why that's a thing. Like, they just hate students, I guess.
No, you got to be prepared and organized. Have it done
Or
early.
maybe they're just lazy and they can't be bothered helping students. Some of the questions are late or ignored. Answers. Not putting up readings in advance despite an expectation that you have read 50 pages in a day before the lecture. Yikes. Education's sort of like that. They give us 50 pages, but at least they give us a week. I mean, 50 pages is still
Normally.
like something deep, but lectures not being up on the day of or even in the week which they are supposed to be available. Yikes.
It's pretty bad.
So that was an essay. I summarized it as best I could. And yeah, a lot of people in the stalker space have been shitting on it as well. It sounds like psychology is like the worst faculty in the uni.
Yeah, that's nuts. I
I
can't say I
found-
know a
yeah.
psychology student, actually. I don't think I know a single one.
So what did you find, Jared? You found one supporting psychology.
Okay, so I was going to quickly summarize it, right? But so I found it, and I got the main points, and I can summarize the main points. But I just quickly plugged this into Word while you were doing that. This person wrote 1,064 words in a love letter.
Oh my word. Relax.
It is an absolute chunk of a love letter.
Oh my
it's
God.
number 2498 for those wondering. And it essentially just goes, the first bit says, to all the people who have stood by and experienced the absolute annihilation of psychology at Monash and have sat there terrified they've chosen the wrong course, this is for you. And it goes on to say, it's not an easy course, it's a competitive university, it's hard, incredibly hard, especially if you've come from arts where they mark incredibly, all in caps, easy. But it's someone who is averaging 90s, goes down to, she said she went down to a 70. I don't know why I'm saying it's a she. It's a they. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. Getting into, and the whole point about it was a lot of psych students, I think they need to get into honours. I assume that's just their extra year or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it is for psych. But yeah, and then that's the only reason that that's the only pathway you can take in order to have a career, essentially, is to get it with honours. And they're saying that a lot of people don't get that, only the top 25 or whatever. But she's saying that, it's not the only pathway to get honours. Don't compare yourself to your friends in other psych courses at other unis. It's completely different here. It has a significantly higher ATAR requirement for a reason. Not happy with an assignment mark, talk to your tutor. Not happy, struggling with mental health, underload. Honours is not the only pathway. And then you get to decide that this course isn't for you, not for everyone else. It's essentially just and then it signs off with yours truly, a Monash psych student fed up with being told I've chosen the worst psychology course in Australia. And yeah, so I mean, she brings up some interesting points. I feel like a lot of people complain about uni when it's just underload. Like if it adds another year and it's like you're this stressed about having this many assignments, it's like it's not a big deal. I mean, that's coming from someone who's going to underload. But it's just
a lot of the criticism isn't even about the stress though. It's just about bad management.
Yes, and she doesn't address bad management at all.
She says if you want feedback, ask your TAs. But the guy in the other one, the person said that there's literally no way to speak to the TAs, and it's not consistent.
Yeah, and then I read part of that as well, and it said something along the lines of like they don't know like what percent that like the rubric isn't decided upon, and they don't know where the marks are being allocated, and each tutor says a different thing, and then you don't know when you try to get feedback and everyone's giving you different feedback, and you know they feel like and they have to fit you to this bell curve, and it's just like and she doesn't address any of that here. It's just more talking about just trying to defend it. But I mean, we've been firsthand to poor sort of unit management, and it's and it sucks because you feel like there's nothing you can do because it's such a big established organization. I'm going to delete this from my word now, but
when you try and take it higher, they're just like, no, just listen to the people.
Yeah,
exactly.
Just listen to the people below us. I'm like,
and that's why I never complain about anything like to like higher ups. Like I complain to you guys all the time, but like I don't complain to higher ups because I just think there's no point. Like it just nothing will get done. It just
and that's where democracy has failed.
Yeah, yeah. Like, dude,
and the set use don't even matter.
No,
like set use might help the unit, the people who take it after you.
Not before.
Oh god, the pixels!
Oh no,
Jared,
he's turned his cam on finally, and it's just pixelated everywhere. Yikes. But no, like exactly. Like, sure, the set use may improve it for the rest of the people, like afterwards. However, might. However, that's not going to help you. Who cares? Like, well, I mean, obviously, you could be a nice guy and try help for the next guys, but like, I don't know. It's just like I grilled him in the set use, but like, why would I go anywhere else if it's not going to help me?
And last time we tried to take the set use, it was just multiple choice. Like, did they do this correctly? Like 1 to 5.
They did make the set use slightly better this sem.
Did
in
they?
comparison to the last one. No, I absolutely grilled my unit in the set use.
Okay, because they just completely took out all the open response questions.
Yeah, there's 2 open response questions in them now. It's like, what did the unit do well and what did the unit do poorly? Or what can the unit be improved on?
Which is just any changes to enhance the suit in the future. Yeah. That's where the bulk of my set use is going to...
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure that's what happened in my unit. I was literally like, how is this unit good? And I'm like, I mean, the new lecturer is okay. How could this unit be improved? Thesis. Like, I absolutely destroyed them. It was so bad. This is my math unit.
Like, the only way we can provide feedback to them for them to change is A, directly to them, and B, to a form where they can just dismiss it. Like where they can just sort of like treat us as an outlier and be like, no, that's
it gets too hot.
Data's fault. Because what?
He's muted.
What did you say? Oh, he took his headphones off.
Yeah, my mum.
Checks out. But yeah, no, I totally get you. Like, there is so many things I would love to improve, like this unit on, and actually make it so I might actually genuinely pass. However, I just don't think it's going to happen. Like, they haven't taught us, right? I said this in the chat before, but they haven't taught us the method used in our assignment. It literally, question 1 to 3, say, use the FTCS method. Never heard of the FTSC method, and it's due next week. Whoa! I have no idea what it is. And we're learning MATLAB, which they don't teach us. They assume we should have a basic knowledge of. Fortunately, I know how to code, but like they expect that to be our format of our next assignment. If you can't code, how are you expected to do that? What? Thank God I've taken a minor in coding, but like, bro, what? I hate it. I hate this unit so much.
MATLAB syntax is stupid.
MATLAB is so awful. Of all the coding languages.
Yeah. This is like all sort of escalated as well because there was talk on the Stalker space that TAs and like people who used to be students who are now staff are like talking about like defending their units on Stalker Space, and like there's talk that like they might even be like bringing it up with students in class.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah. So there's talk that like some TAs have been seeing stuff online and then bringing it up in class, defending it, like specifically talking about people's posts.
Well, yeah, like
which is really weird.
I mean,
and like Stalker Space, they're allowed to be on Stalker Space, but Stalker Space is meant to be like a safe space for students.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, as much as like, you know, you post it on the web, it's up to you to do that. Like, this is your own fault in a way. As much as that's the case, it's still weird. Like, you should be able to have a rant to your fellow students about certain subjects.
Yeah.
Like, if you
Wait,
don't,
but
how
actually-
else? Like,
We might have to do something about Astro then, Connor. Do you reckon you could whip up 1,065 words and then maybe that might start
Easily.
listening to us about?
I'll write a 3,500 report. Submit that. I'll submit that as our assignment.
Yes.
just
We
a
should. It's gonna
3,000
be
word
our
set.
actual assignment if we keep going how we're going.
You know what we'll do? We'll attach it to the end, but we'll make it white so you can't see it. But when they see the word count, they'll see 7,000. How'd they get 7,000? And then they'll find it and be like,
That's good.
it'll be too late. We would have done the exam and we would have been out of there.
I respect it. I respect that a lot.
It's going to take them like 6 months to grade our reports. It takes them like 2 weeks to go through just lab work, let alone like 15 3,500 word reports.
Oh, to be fair, they won't have a teaching load though. They'll have a bit more
They
time
fucking
to
don't
focus
even have
on
a
it.
teaching load now.
They
They just
might.
reuse labs.
It's literally just supervisors for 3 hours a week. They don't do
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah,
And
but
they reuse the labs.
are they still students though?
No,
What?
they're grads. They've already graduated PhDs.
Never mind then. I've got no
They're all
excuse for them.
doctors, but they're all fucking useless. They don't even know how their own stuff works, and they're doctors.
It's like, yeah. And it's like they give us these data sets and then like ask us to code through them. And then when it doesn't work, they have no idea what they're doing. And it's
Yeah,
like,
they're like, "Oh, I actually don't even know anything about this data set. Let me ask the person who like created this data set 2 years ago."
last semester, like they're asking like, oh, how did that work? And then the problem that we had was like they did that. And then turns out the student who did it last semester got it wrong and they didn't even pick up on it. And it was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah, and they gave them full marks for that part.
I know.
Like,
Oh well.
yeah,
But uni's so
our
good,
thing,
guys.
for our exoplanet, you're meant to take a graph of the exoplanet as it goes across the star. They only got half of it.
Not even.
So the exoplanet gets halfway across the star, and then the data just stops. So we don't even have a full like graph.
That is beautiful. Honestly, beautiful.
Yeah. So you're meant to be able to see in the data, like, oh, there's an obvious dip where the planet's gone across the star. It's not. Even after calibrating it and everything.
Oh no.
Ugh.
Yikes.
Looking forward to that on Thursday.
Hell yeah. So keen.
Straight after 3010.
Lucky you guys. Woo.
Fuck you, Nick, for not showing up anymore.
It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it at all.
I hope you fail the next assignment.
No way, Jose. I'm going to ace this one. I know exactly what I'm doing in this one, too. I'm going to ace it.
Oh, I'm honestly surprised. This one does sound easier.
Yeah, this one sounds so good. It's just a
I'm
lesson
honestly
plan, but
surprised
for
we
a
all
few
got
lessons.
B's in 3009.
Oh, I haven't got mine back yet.
Oh, what?
Yeah, nah, mine's been sent to the what is it, chief lecturer or whatever. Yeah, the chief examiner. This is the second time that's happened too. I think that my tutor just doesn't know what she's doing, to be honest. But I don't know. It's the second time I've had her before, and it's the second time that she's sent it to the Unity examiner. I emailed her. I was like, "Do you know why?" I was like, "I'm just checking. Like, is there anything wrong with my thing? I'm just a little, worried that it's been sent to the coordinator. Blah blah blah. And do you know when it's going to be sent? When I'll get my grade back?" She essentially said, you didn't meet the criteria, or something along those lines. Like, you didn't meet some of the task criteria exactly, or something. And I'm like, okay. In other words, I could have got like a C. Okay, relax. And she's like, and apparently a lot of them have been sent to her this time. So it might take a fair while to come back to me. And I'm like, so I'm going to be waiting another like month to get my feedback. after
Yeah,
the
you're not
next
gonna get it in
assignment's
time
due.
for the next assignment.
God, it's so
That's against the
triggering.
rules. You have to
It
be able to get
should
it back
be.
before the next assignment's due.
In
You
theory,
have to
but
get it a reasonable amount of time before the next assignment.
yeah, again, in theory.
That's part of the Monash policies.
I better though. Honestly, I'm so triggered.
If you don't get anything by Friday, I'd complain.
Yeah, honestly, if I don't, I'll probably if it's not in by like the 1st of June, because that way it'll be under 2 weeks.
14 days.
Yeah, I should get at least 2 weeks to work on it with the feedback. Is my theory.
Yeah. And that's
At
fair
least.
considering your other assignments due.
Yeah, I've got other stuff to do. I can't wait around. Like, you know.
Yeah, like I've already started one of the ones for June, as well as doing all
Yeah.
the fucking other Astro shit and just other stuff.
Yeah. I'm already halfway through my 3010, but and like trying to do my math units at the same time. But again, haven't been taught the content for my math units, so woohoo!
It's just a massive juggle on trying to keep up with everything.
Yup. I'm starting to stress out a little bit, to be honest. I've been having a few just like moments where I'm just like looking up at the ceiling, just going, "What am I doing?"
It started
man?
yesterday for me.
It started like
I
last
haven't
month.
done any work on 3010 today. I haven't done any work on 30 because I like to do a little bit of work like every day, every couple of days on it,
Yeah.
so that it's done by like a fair while.
Yeah,
before,
yeah.
and I can start on the next one. But like today, it's like I haven't done any today. I haven't done any today. I haven't fucking done any today.
My teaching load, right, resumed today because schools went back, right? So I'm doing my 2 days a week at teaching. And I just got told that I have to do, well, not have to, but like part of the thing I'm doing is helping them out by making videos after school time. So it's not in my actual hours. And so I got home tonight and I was like, I have 4 assignments. I have to make these videos. I have exams to prepare for. I don't actually know what I'm doing in my units. I haven't learned the content. And I just looked up at the ceiling and went, oh no, I'm not going to make it, guys. I just had this moment of just panic. Oh, I'm not, yeah. My state of mind is just a little bit fragile at the moment, guys, but it's okay. I got you guys right.
We will survive.
Plot twist, I'm actually offline and I'm speaking to myself.
We're all a figment of your imagination.
Yeah.
You just keep uploading blank podcasts.
I put up just hour-long black screens of me just talking to nothing. That'd be embarrassing. Oh, but alas, we are at about an hour and 20 minutes in. It's probably about that time, team, to wrap her up.
Time
All right,
flies.
see you, dude.
Goodbye forever, Connor. Never to come back, hopefully, honestly.
Oh no, he's back.
He's back, damn it. But yes, we'll call it here, guys. Thanks, everybody, if you made it this far. I hope you made it through our slight mental breakdowns and our rants about some stuff, as well as our other good content. But if you made it this far, leave a comment, have a like, subscribe. We haven't got a single new subscriber since, like, 2019, but that's okay. You can't win them all. But if you do like the content, like, subscribe, give us a comment if you actually have any feedback, and we'll be sure to reply to you if it's actually useful.
Shout out to Saint O.
Yeah, Saint O, thank you for the comment, bro.
That's my mate. That's one of my
Appreciate
mates.
it. And shout out to Music, who commented a week ago that we didn't notice. We will release more content. He said, more content, please, or she. Also, I want to be friends.
Cute.
And that's it. No, we love you, man. Thank you for the comment, and I hope you actually enjoyed our content. But until next time, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next episode.
See you, dude.
Bye.